Hey guys, and wow, all I can say is I did not, I couldn't believe that Sony bombed that conference so hard. I mean, it was just terrible. I was blown away by how bad it was. I mean, wow. Well, so this is the last one for today. I'm gonna get all my opinions out here, for all the conferences. But yeah, to start with, let's go with Sony, and man, that was just brutal. I mean, they started off okay with Beyond, but even before that, it was way too much talking. Way too much talking. I mean, some talking's okay, but they just had way too much talking throughout the whole thing. And like Beyond, it looked genuinely interesting. I loved Heavy Rain. I'm a fan of Quantic Dream, but they might as well show the tech demo again because there was no gameplay. I mean, yes, the technology is amazing, but it doesn't really mean much if we don't know what the gameplay is like. And I mean, the trailer at the end of it kind of made it look kind of interesting as well. But again, it's like it was cool, but not really enough. And then the All-Star Battle, I was disappointed with what they showed. I mean, it was the exact same thing they've already announced. I mean, I was expecting something new and exciting, but all they did was announce two new characters, and they didn't even show them off. So that was, and then I don't even want to get into the move and the spell book and all that debacle. That was just terrible. God of War, I love the series, but man, that demo didn't really get me excited. Maybe because they didn't really explain much of the story or nothing, but it didn't get me excited at all. And Last of Us is like, wow, that was like one of the only that was like the only game that I thought was really amazing. It really blew me away, and I really enjoyed it. Overall, though, I would have to give these people a D, and the only reason I'm not giving them an F is because of uh, they had some interesting ideas with the games, but it was just bad. So I'm just Sony is so far the worst. I really don't think Nintendo can do no worse than Sony. They must really screw something up if they do that. But overall, E3 was pretty good. I mean, all all conferences aside, I would have to say it's up between Ubisoft and Microsoft. They're the two who had the best showing, in my opinion. Not really sure which one is. I mean, Ubisoft had the announcers, which were, you know, they're the announcers they always get. They're not good at all. And that whole shooting game with the guys with the girls, it was just bad. And then Microsoft, they actually had a pretty good showing. It was strong with Halo, kept it going with a little bit more Gears of War, and it's nice that they got some other Connect stuff out the way. So, oh, and they had Splinter Cell, and I thought that was amazing. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to give it to Microsoft this year. They really nailed it. Unless Nintendo comes from behind with something amazing, Microsoft's got it in the bag. And but my game of the show, though, I would have to say is from Ubisoft's conference, Watch Dogs. That looked really cool and really interesting. I really want to know more about that game. I really do. And yeah, I guess that's about it. I'll probably think of something else later, but I'm too lazy to go back and I'm tired. But yeah, I really thought it was a good conference. A lot of notable references were Far Cry 3. I thought was really interesting, really cool. The demo they showed at was it Ubisoft? Yes, Ubisoft demo was really cool, really trippy. Like the whole afterlife thing. Like I don't know, really pulled me in. I thought it was really interesting. Dead Space, like I said before, I'm really interested to see how that goes. I'm kind of worried about the horror aspect of the game with the co-op now being integrated into it. So I'm kind of hoping it still has a horror in it. Uh, I was disappointed they didn't show more of RE6. really interesting what they showed at Microsoft. So I was kind of disappointed when they didn't show more of it at PS3. It would have been good if they showed. But they showed Leon's story in Microsoft. It would have been even better if they showed Chris's story in PS3, or something like that. It would have been interesting. But yeah, I mean, not much else I can think of right now. I'll probably think of more later. But I'll add that into the Nintendo one if I can think of anything. For now, that's it. Take care, and I'm just a gamer.